Hi, my friend. Erin Chase here, and welcome to another episode of the Dinner Made Easy show. I have to show you my shirt. I'm going to tell you a story, and then I'm going to show you my shirt. This was like one of those things that it just was kind of crazy how it happened. So I have a kid homesick, not COVID, and I feel like you have to disclaimer that anytime you're like, someone's sick, so if it's not COVID. So like, we don't have the plague, whatever. I know, endemic, moving on with life, but still. So anyways, I had my little man with me at the office today. He was helping me with shipping. So when we got in the car to drop it all off at the post office, he was so funny. He told me that he had earned $12, which, you know, may be accurate. And I asked him if I could, I had a full moment. You'll see on my shirt in a second. I had a full moment where I was like, dude, I'm just going to pay you in tacos. I'm not going to pay you in money. And this is my shirt that I was wearing today. Anyone? Anyone? So I totally had a Michael Scott moment. I didn't even like mean to. It was so funny. He totally did not take my taco. He's a stealth negotiator, and he said he wanted cold hard cash. So, anyways, there you go. Tonight we are making Michael Scott and I are in the kitchen. I don't know that I would ever want to be in the kitchen with Michael Scott. That's probably a terrible idea. But, anyways, this is just my fun shirt today. We're making a chicken nugget slider bake. This is so easy, so fast, just a couple of ingredients. We're going to jump right into it. If you're going to cook along with me, 350 right here. Okay. So this is slider buns with chicken nuggets, marinara, cheese, and then this beautiful buttery goodness happening on the top. So friends, share this. If you share it to your profile, then you have it saved for later. You can also save this and whatnot. So here we go. Simple, affordable ingredients right here. So we have our slider buns. And the first thing that we're going to need to do is cut them this way, lengthwise, because we are going to take and just bake this basically as like one, I want to say unit is probably a good word. And then once it's cooked, then we'll use the bread knife to cut these sliders apart from each other. But doing it as a unit just makes it a little bit easier to put it together. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to slice. I'm going to push all these down. So guys, thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the love. If you're just now tuning into the Dinner Made Easy show, I'm live most Thursdays. Sometimes I'm out of town. Sometimes I'm sick, whatever. Um, Try to be live once a week on Thursdays. Just giving you ideas, watch the end here, on things that are affordable, easy, fast to make for dinner. So this is going to all stay together. Okay, I think I missed this edge here. This is what happens when I'm watching the camera and not what I'm doing. That's a terrible idea with it when you're holding a knife, right? Okay, let me just get, there we go. Okay, so this is going to become the tops. So I'm actually going to set this aside. I'm going to set it right behind me for a second. Okay, so then I'm going to transfer this into the baking dish, just like that. Okay, so now we have it in here. So there's 12 buns in this pack. So it's obviously going to make 12 sliders. So what we're going to do, if you want to do melted butter here, fabulous idea. But I'm going to do the melted butter on the top, or you could like do half and half, depending on how you want to kind of flavorize this. But then we're just going to take already cooked chicken nuggets, and we're just going to put them one onto each bun, just like this. Hit me up with some hearts if you're like, oh my God, this is so easy. I have chicken nuggets and slider buns. I'm making this right now. It's also marinara and cheese. So really it's 4 ingredients going in here like this, plus this buttery topping. Also ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry. You know what? I'm going to swap this. I want to do a little bit larger. That's about right. Okay. So next we're going to do marinara, and you could do a barbecue sauce, I think would be really fantastic as well. I'm just going to do a marinara because I have some in this jar and I need to use it. So I'm just going to do a heaping spoonful right onto the chicken. You could do this onto the bread as well. The only risk is if you have like a thinner marinara, it'll just like make the bottom soggy. I mean, sort of. It's not like bad, but So go ahead and dollop right on the top. That's probably about a cup that I just used right there. And then we're going to take these 3 slices of cheese, a provolone. You could even do like shredded mozzarella would work, just a milder white cheese. And then I'm going to do, this is just sliced cheese that I happen to have. Again, I love meals that I'm like, oh, I only need to buy 2 ingredients for this meal because everything else I already have. We're just going to do right on, and this is just going to melt right onto the sauce. And again, these chicken nuggets were already like warmed up, so they don't have to cook. Really, this is only going to need to go in the oven for about, I don't know, 10-ish minutes, 15 minutes maybe, to get the butter kind of golden on top and to get this cheese melted. Okay, so fast, my friends. It takes about 5 minutes to prep and 10 minutes to cook. So you can go and like find the soccer cleat that your kid is missing for soccer practice later tonight. We have, tonight is one of our nights. I'm sneaking this in between 2 phases of mom Ubering from school pickup and later swim, right? So like this is just easy to fit into the schedule. Okay, so now we're gonna put the tops back on. Yoopity-doo, just like that. Okay, finally, we're gonna melt the butter. I usually do melted butter in my glass measuring dish. It's just fast and easy. And then we're gonna add garlic. You could do garlic powder. I'm gonna do minced garlic because again, that's what I had. I'm actually out of garlic powder. It's on my grocery list. And then some Italian seasoning. This is just a little bit of basil, oregano, and parsley, all dried, about a half a teaspoon each. So we're gonna mix all that together with this melted butter and then just coat, my friend, coat the top of this right here. Like we want there to be pools of butter and seasoning right here. Oh, Daisy's excited about this plan, aren't you? Aren't you excited about this plan? All right, so, ooh, I meant to get the butter before I stirred that. Not that it really matters, but just to be safe. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon of garlic. And then this, about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning blend. We're just going to stir this together. Right in here. That's why I love the glass measuring cup for the win. And we are going to want to scrape every ounce of goodness. So I am going to get out my scraper. We're going all in for this one. Okay. So that was 4 teaspoons of butter. And again, if you wanted to melt this and then do like half of it on the bottom layer before you add the chicken and then the rest on the top, you could do that. You'll see this is going to be very pooly. And if it melts down, it's okay. The bottom breads will pick up some of the flavor. Here comes the garlic. I mean, doesn't that just look insane? And then you can just use a brush, or I'll just use the back of the spatula probably too. Excuse me. Hit me up with some hearts, my friend. Oh my goodness. When my big boys are at baseball, when they get home, they're going to be like, I'm going to be winning Mom of the Year today. I'm just going to do it. See how it pools in there? It's just, that's another reason to do this like this. Then you get all this yummy, delicious. I got to spread a little of this garlic love around. We have a couple that are sans garlic, and that is not okay. Let me fix. Just like that. So just in a couple minutes, 5-6 minutes, this is ready to go. Doesn't this look fabulous? Okay, now hit me up with some hearts if you're making this. The recipe is here on the, sorry, I'm going to try really quickly. The recipe is linked on the top of the video, but I know sometimes you can't see that. Where is the comments? Sometimes I thought I could see comments. Huh. Anyways, I was going to try and add it to the comments. I'll just do that here when we're finished. Okay, so we are going to, let me do a recap. It'll give you the baking instructions. So this is, if you're just now joining us, this is the chicken nugget slider bake on this week's episode of Dinner Made Easy Show. And it is 12 savory butter slider buns. You could use like sweet Hawaiian if you wanted to, but I like the savory. I feel like it goes a little better with the flavors in this. One chicken nugget already cooked or warmed up on each of the slider buns. So we did 12 nuggets, a heaping spoonful of marinara sauce right onto the chicken nugget. Then I did a slice of cheese I broke into 4 pieces, and then a little piece of cheese on top of each of the marinara mountains, if you will. And then we put the tops of the buns back on, and then I melted 4 tablespoons of butter, added a teaspoon of minced garlic. You could do garlic powder as well, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, which is what you see drizzled. This is like drowning in that buttery garlic goodness. So good. So because everything's already cooked, we're really just looking to warm this through and get the cheese melted. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for 12 to 15 minutes is really all that you'll need to get that going. You'll see a little bit of goldening happening here on top, especially with some of the garlic. If you wanted to bump it up to 400 degrees, you probably only need about 10 to 12 minutes if you wanted to do it that way. Then when it's finished cooking, take it out, let it cool down for just a minute, and then you'll take your bread knife and you'll cut this way. You'll see the gooey, cheesy goodness everywhere. You'll cut down the way for all of the sliders, so then you can just pick the sliders out of the baking dish and then serve them. We are going to have this with green beans and some cantaloupe because that is the fruit and veggies that I happen to have right now and need to cook. So whatever simple side dish, a fruit or veggie goes perfectly with this. Your family is going to love this. So now I need to slip this into the oven so that it is ready for my big people when they get home from baseball, and we can have it before we go for round 2 for swim lessons later. So that's it for this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy Show, my friend. I hope you get this added to an upcoming meal plan. You can see how fast and easy, and it's so delicious. It's just so good. Fast and easy it is. I also have on the blog, $5dinners.com/blog. I will also put this in the comments, a meatball version of this. It's basically the same thing with frozen, like pre-made meatballs. Just warm those up, and then you can make a meatball slider just like we did here with marinara and a mild white cheese. So that's what I got for you, my friend. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening, a lovely roll into the weekend, and I will see you next week with the Erin Chase Show on Tuesday and another episode of Dinner Made Easy Show on Thursday. That's it for now, friend. We'll see you soon.